You guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this palette. It's been a while, but I have seen people create very awesome looks with this palette, and I was like, oh, okay, I need to get my hands on this. I went to Ulta yesterday and I purchased it. It is the Makeup Revolution palette right here, and that is in collaboration with Makeup by Jack. So this is it. And I'm beyond excited. Like, you guys don't even know. I obviously get excited for everything, especially if it's makeup. And I'm like, okay, I need to get my hands on this. So yeah, so if you guys want to see what I have to say about this palette, please stay tuned. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So this is a palette right here. This is the packaging. And as you guys can tell, it is very matte and sleek. And it just has like a rip opening, I guess, portion of the outside of the palette. And this is just the box itself. And I'm going to open it here, and the first thing I see is that it's in this plastic covering, which is pretty good, especially if the palette is going to be a sleek matte. You know, you don't want it to be scratched, so I think that's a very, very good idea. And it just says Revolution, Makeup Revolution London Jack shadow palette, and it's like this on the outside, and these are the shades. Obviously from the inside, it has this plastic cover on it, which doesn't have the names imprinted on. They're on the plastic little slit. But you know what, for the size of these eyeshadows, I think it's a good idea if he didn't put the names, because it would just take up more space. But these are some pretty shades. I cannot wait to dip in these. Look at this yellow, this blue, we have this like red tone over here. So excited. Okay, so I'm going to be going in with the names, the shade names. I'm going to try to do my best. Okay, so we have Silly, we have Boo, Cuba, or Cuppa, sorry if I'm mispronouncing these, Woolly Plum, Over It, PWM, Bougie, Fiona, Introvert, Chill Out. Ugh, this one seems pretty hard. It says Carad, don't hate me, Hun, On My Way, Thunder. And then the last row is Afters, Golden Hour, Drama, Queen, Tired AF, and King. And this is the slit right here. But honestly, I'm looking at this and it has a big old mirror, so it's actually pretty good, because I love a good palette that has a good mirror in it, so that's always a plus. Second, the size of these shadows are a pretty decent size. It does have 4 larger shadows, which I did hear on his channel when he did, you know, the presentation of this palette. I did see him say that these are some that he preferred to be a little bit bigger because they're going to be used more, especially one, Silly, which is like a white highlighter type color. He said that one you could also use on your brow bone, but also even use it as highlighter on your normal face, so that's always a good thing. Okay, now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to read to you guys the description off the Makeup Revolution page, just so we know price point and the description that they give us. Okay, so to start off, I was shocked, really shocked. I didn't know if this was going to be like a good quality palette or not, but I was shocked in the price. This palette right here runs for $15 US. I'm not sure what it transfers to in a different country, but I know that here in the US, I purchased it for $15, which is a super good price for a palette. And let me tell you, this palette is small, yes, but it does have variety of shades and good size pans for the eyeshadow color. So I was like super shocked. You won't really see that. And if these colors do pay off in the true pigments, oh my goodness, it is totally worth it. I would imagine this palette being $20-$25, but $15, you cannot beat that. So as far as the description, and I'm going to be looking down here because I don't want to be like all over the place, but it says, color your way, uncover your artistic expression with Jack's palette. Truly a masterpiece in its own right. Discover a delightful selection of matte and shimmer shades. This piece incorporates intense color pops, yellow, blue, and peach, with a splash of purple, deep blue, burgundy, and neutral hues. Enfolded in a slick matte black packaging, a defining characteristics of Jack's style. You don't need to be a professional artist to produce the finest work. The composition of the palette is designed to help you create 4 different eye looks divided into 4 sections. Each quarter is made up of 5 carefully curated shade to create a full eye look. Fancy getting creative? Question mark. Color your way. Produce a true masterpiece you'd be proud of. So that itself explains a lot. Now I'm going to be able to dip into this palette and see the 5 sections they were talking about, and now it makes more sense. Obviously you can come up with your own combos, but that just kind of explains a little bit more about it. And I really truly have to decide what eyeshadow look I'm going to go for today, but I'm going to turn this upside down, that way the mirror is not blinding anybody. And again, this is it right here. Look at that blue and that yellow up top. Man, I want to swatch it like now. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch some of these shades for you guys on the back of my hand right here, since I feel it's like the best, easiest way for me to show you guys. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the yellow, of course. It's called Queen. I'm going to dip into that and show you guys on the back of my hand. And I'm not going to swatch all the shades. I'm just going to go in with some shades that kind of catch my eye. And that's pretty much how I like to do it anytime I will be reviewing an eyeshadow palette. So first impression, I'm dipping in with my finger. They are so smooth. I don't want to say completely buttery. That probably is more of the shimmer shades, but this matte shade right here, which is the yellow, it is very, very smooth. And let's see how the pigment is. So this is how the first initial shade swatch came out. I'm not mad at it, and the reason being is that obviously there's no foundation, no primer, no concealer, nothing to give it that extra pop. But this is the first initial swatch. I did rub it like multiple times, and this is what I got off. And this is my finger right here. Once you pack it on, as I'm showing right here, it looks more pigmented. So I cannot be mad at this shade. And you know, I'm always about giving products a second chance. So yes, give your shades a second chance because you might fall in love again. Okay, the next shade that's catching my eye is like more of a cranberry color. It is called Afters. And this one, like I mentioned, does feel very creamy and buttery. And of course, it's not a matte shade. It's more of a foil or satin shade. And I'm going to be swatching that next. Wow, you guys. Wow. That's all I can say right there. Look at that shade right there. You cannot tell me that is not popping. It is very popping. It's a cranberry colored shade, and I am for that, especially in the fall time. But this is bomb so far. Let's see which other one. Let's try another matte color, and then lastly we'll try another shimmer shade. That way it can kind of be equal. So I'm going to next try King, because we already tried the Queen. Now we need to try the King. It's more of a like blue green type color, so we'll see. And this one is a little powdery. It is, but it might pay off. You never know. Look at that. Look at that initial swatch on my finger. Rubbed it multiple times. It does look like there's a little bit of kickback. Honestly, that does not bother me. Okay, so that's what you get once you do first initially swatch it. Like I said, this does not have any concealer or anything base to stick to, which is obviously one thing that you should be doing when you're putting on eyeshadows. So I honestly still love this color, and I needed a blue like this in my life. The next shade that I'm going to be swatching, it's called On My Way. It is a very like shimmer bronze gold color, and it looks amazing in the palette. Now let's see how it looks on my hand. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this shade is a little unique for me. I've had golden shades before, but this one for some reason has that like extra pop to it in the shimmer or sparkles, and it's not too yellow toned and it's not too dull. It's like the perfect amount of gold bronze that you would like. It's like a mixture of both, and honestly this is very, very beautiful. And so far that is like my most favorite out of this palette, because I love shimmer, I love that pop. And that's what you're getting when you swatch it. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't need anything else with this one. If you were just going to do a quick look, it'd be poppin'. Okay, you guys, as you guys can see, I already have my eyebrows done. I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer with this Dome Blending Brush. It's a little stiff, and I'm using it to spread out this concealer evenly because I'm using it as my primer for my eyeshadow. Next, I'm going in with this flat shader brush. I'm using the color or shade Boo, and I'm applying it all over my eyelid, even up on my brow bone, and this is just going to help to set my concealer. Here I'm going in with the Morphe M505 brush, and I'm using it on my outer V mostly with the shade Cuppa. Occasionally I do bring it in more to the inner corner of my eye. As you guys can tell here, I did come in all the way, and I'm just blending everything out evenly. Here I have applied tape on the outer corners of my eyes, and I'm using the Morphe M507 to deepen up my crease with TWM, and I'm blending in circular motions, only on my outer V. Now back with the M505 brush, no extra product, just smoothing everything out to make sure that there's no harsh lines or shadow, and just going in windshield wiper motions. Okay, I did add a little bit of the shade Drama with that same M505 brush just to deepen up the crease, since I felt like it needed a little bit more definition and pop. Using concealer on the back of my hand, I am using this small detailing brush, which is a Morphe M213, and I am just cutting my crease, and I'm going to only be doing that halfway out. I'm not going to take it all the way and do a full cut crease. Going back in with the M507, that small blending brush, I'm picking up the shade TWM and slowly blending out those harsh edges, basically going and using side to side motions. Now using the M124 flat brush from Morphe, I'm using the shade On My Way and packing on that color to my lid, only where I cut the crease. And if you need more of that, you can always go back in as heavy as you need to. These next two steps, you're basically just going in, deepening that crease, and then going back in with your glitter or shimmer eyeshadow, applying it back on, and it's just a back and forth repetition until it's how you like it. I went ahead and removed also the tape off the outer corners, and just any blending brush really, I'm just kind of blending it all out so it won't look so harsh. Now I'm going in with my NYX matte liquid liner, my all-time favorite, and I'm lining my eyes. You basically can go ahead and do your wing eyeliner just how you like it. This is how I prefer to do mine. I just like to give it a little wing, and that is it. Removed all the excess fallout that came off just with a makeup remover wipe, and I am going in and doing my face. As you guys can see, I've just done my face here. I'm going in with that blending brush, applying all the shades that I did on my eye just to the bottom of it, and using this e.l.f. brush as well, just kind of packing it on more, and then going back in with the shader brush to add the gold into my inner corner of my eye, and then using that blending brush again. Like I said, it's a lot of repetition, but you'll get the eye look that you want. Now I'm applying mascara. I believe this is the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. Of course, you can't forget for the lips, I'm using the NYX Lip Liner, and I'm outlining my lips here. Here I'm going in with this color from MAC. It's in the shade Yash, and it's a matte lipstick. I am applying it all to the center of my lips. Now applying this Ulta Beauty Shiny Sheer Lip Gloss, and just kind of using it, tapping it all over my lips because I do love that glossy finish. I went ahead and used my Badescu Rose Water Spray to finish it off. Okay, you guys, so this is the completed look. This is how everything came out right here. I am in love. These colors, honestly, were easy to blend out. They weren't as rough as what the matte swatches were on my hand. They were a little bit smoother. Like I did say, I did obviously use concealer as my primer, which normally that's what I use, and everything blended out perfect. I honestly, the only thing I would say a little downside, but like I said, it's not to worry, is just that you get a little bit of fallout or kickback, as you guys saw on my face. I was using a makeup remover wipe because I had glitter over it, and then whenever I was tapping into one of the matte shades for the brown as well, there was a little kickback on that, but not too crazy, not too bad. Other than that, everything worked out fine. I love this palette. I created this very soft glam, nothing too crazy, the soft cut crease. You know, maybe in the future I'm going to go ahead and dip into the more colorful eyeshadows in the palette, because I also love myself a different look other than like simple glam like this. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anybody that wants to see any other looks on this palette, please let me know in the comments down below. I would be more than glad to go ahead and do that for you guys. Also, I did want to let you guys know that I have been creating some looks and doing some mini Instagram tutorials on Instagram. So if you guys want to go ahead and check out, you know, my Instagram handle is in the link down below always. You guys should go ahead and check that out and follow me on Instagram for more looks on there. I have been a little bit more active on there lately. That doesn't mean I haven't been on my YouTube channel. I'm working on both, but I did want to go ahead and let you guys know of that. As you guys also are able to tell, I have a different little new setting. This is not something permanent. I'm working on my lighting, and my husband was able to make me my vanity mirror, which has the LED lighting, so it gives me way better lighting. So I might be in this setting for a little bit, but then, you know, once I have everything situated, I will turn back to my normal setting as always. But I did want to thank you guys for staying tuned in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.